anybody who's Scottish in the whole world, they tune in, watch in. You take this pride in making it a nation happy.
Gordon Strachan.
Hello, Sean.
It's great to welcome you as part of the Sun team for the Euros. So, as a proud Scot, how much are you looking forward to your team taking part in this competition? It's only their 4th Euros, actually.
Well, yeah, I'm happy now because when I left the job and my contract ran up, it kind of hit me hard. For like 2 years I couldn't really watch it.
Yeah.
Because I still wanted to be there because I loved it. I thought it was great. I worked with a great bunch of lads. And I was trying to say to people that it was like if your missus leaves you and she starts going out with this hunk about 6'4", looking fantastic, and you see them in the street, you go, and you're meant to say, "Oh, I wish you all the best." And you kind of go, "I wish you all the best," but no, really. So it was a bit like that for a couple of years, but now I'm back into the swing of things and enjoying it and cheering the lads on.
And under Steve Clarke, they're in good hands.
They're in good hands. He's got a good way about him. He understands what he's got. He's working with the tools he's got. He went for the 3 at the back for height and strength, and in the middle of the field, he's went for that power in the middle of the field. And he's built a team around the midfield, I think. He's had a look at it and go, right, where's my best players? So you've got McGregor, McTominay, again, Gilmore. I can build a team around that. So everything else is built around them. Mm-hmm. He's been very clever that way. He's not trying to have a style that he probably would like to play. He's picked a style that suits that group of players and the best players.
Was that sort of your philosophy then? Would you start with the best players and build your team around?
Yeah, well, at the time our best players were probably wider, lighter ones, with width to the game and things like that. So I picked a team to do that, but also I just liked a team that I like watching and players I like watching because it's big and strong. Technically we were okay, but you do that. That's what you pick. It's like when any club. I made a mistake once. I went to a club and built a team, an image what I thought was right, but it didn't suit the players of the club that was it. That was something I learned. So Steve's learnt that, and he's went in there and had a look at them, going right. And what he's developed now is a team that's right hard to beat. Anybody that plays against them knows it's got to be hard to beat them.
We said, but they couldn't have it much tougher than Germany in their own backyard for the opener, could they?
Yeah, but it's wonderful, isn't it? It really is. Starting off, I remember the '98 World Cup where I went, my wife and my son, to watch the against Brazil, and you're there. The whole focus of the world, the football world, is on you at this point. You know, watching this game of football, and you're part of it. You're one of the players and managers that is part with this wonderful occasion. How great is that? You're not tucked away at the 4th game, 3rd game, tucked away when nobody wants to see you. Everybody sees you in that first game. It's such an honour and a privilege to be involved in one of their games.
I mean, the group in general is pretty tough, isn't it? You've got Hungary and Switzerland as well, which are Hungary have improved a bit, and the Swiss are always a strange sort of side.
Yeah, they're hard to beat as well. Hungary, they'll play 3 at the back as well. But
will they?
Yeah, well, I think. Well,
very good.
I've done a wee bit of homework, and they've been playing 3 at the back.
Yeah.
Because even when I'm doing this thing with this son, it was great. But I still think as a professional, I have to go and look at them. I'm watching Hungary like I was watching a team that can come up to play against. So in the last couple of games, have been 3 at the back, full-backs get forward, and they have Sloboslai in the middle of the park. It's just wonderful. So there's a lot of attention on him as a football. So
you've got hopes of them getting out of the group? I mean, it could even be as one of the best loser, third place teams as well. So
it can easily beat that. It can beat Hungary. There's absolutely no doubt about it. And they can beat Switzerland. It'll be harder against Germany that first game. But there's but when you look at the tournament, when you're asking about that, I think right, okay, France have a real good chance. Belgium got Portugal. Italy, wait a minute, Spain, England. I'll need to put England in. So
thanks for that.
No, but they should be in there. So there's about 8 teams I think can win this tournament, and that's it's going to make for a wonderful tournament.
One of the key players for Scotland, I think, will be Andy Robertson of Liverpool. He's been playing for Scotland for 10 years. He'd be captain at the Euros again. You plucked him out of the under-21s training.
Yes.
And what did you suddenly go... Have you seen this guy playing for the under-21s?
I'd seen him playing at the beginning of the season for Dundee United. He played his first game for Dundee United against Partick Thistle. So this must have been about... And we kept an eye on him, because he just come from Queen's Park. He wasn't full-time. Keep an eye on him, he's doing well. And then he was under-21s. Then we were putting an 11v11 together. We were training somewhere else. And I said, we were short of a player. I said, could you send Andy Robertson over? Let's have a look at Andy. And Andy joined in the game. And he was fantastic. But more than that, he had an intellect to pick things up. Because when he went to the touchline or got close, he was putting some higher balls in. I said, listen, we've got a problem with that, Andy. We've only got Griff there, you know. Right. I said, when you think about it, when you get up there, think about how most of the players are coming to the 18-yard box. Think about that. Up he goes again, gets to about 5 yards to the touchline, cuts it back to the 18-yard box, James Morrison scores, and you go, wonderful. You've got a player with intellect as well. So you only need to, the top players, you only need to point it out once, and he got it right away. So then we gave him his debut about 2 months later, I think, April.
Mm-hmm. And he's been pretty consistent, hasn't he, for the Memphis Centre?
Okay, he's been wonderful. I mean, absolutely wonderful. He's a great ambassador for Liverpool and Scotland and everything he does. Yeah. You know, and he's good about he was always good about the camp. He was fantastic. Him and John McGinn.
Yeah, well,
were fantastic.
You gave McGinn his debut, didn't you, as well?
Yes, I gave John his debut when he was playing for Hibs in the Championship, which was one below, and people go, why are you doing that? And I tell this story, how long have you got time, that I was again the international manager, and I thought, I want to watch the under-21s training, so I was at Marhall, a place called Marhall, with the first team train, but they weren't arriving for 2 days yet. I got there early to watch the under-21s, and they turned up to training on a horrible day, the under-21s, and John was parked it. And I stood back, they never noticed I was there, about 150 yards from the team bus that arrived in the under-21s to use our training ground. And I watched the players getting off, the normal these days with the flip-flops on, stuff in their ears, phones, whatever. So I'm looking at them striding away down to the training ground. But there was a physio standing behind the bus, and he had his physio gear, but he was trying to get mannequins. So he was trying to get himself like a party. Everything was falling from him. He was trying hard. And just then, John McGinn came round the back of the bus and picked up all the mannequins himself, and he was the only player that walked down and helped the physio. And I thought, if he starts improving, I know I've got a good man I'm going to work with. Somebody who cares about other people. So that was the initial thing with John. I seen him on the football field, and he wasn't scared of anybody. He has a humility about him, which is wonderful. So, and it was part of the reason why he was picked in the squad.
What about others like, say, McTominay, who I think he's obviously an important player for Scotland, but has flitted in and out of the Manchester United side in recent times, maybe not held down a permanent place yet. When he plays for Scotland, he's an integral part, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, it's a real high level. You have to get to Manchester and try and get to where, you know, the top teams are now. So when he comes and joins in with Scotland, I think he's been absolutely first class. And people say Scotland have not got a striker as such who scores a lot of goals. Yeah, but we have a midfield that scores a lot of goals. So if you could do it, maybe between them, these guys have scored over the last year, maybe 2 years, scored 14 goals. You know, if you get a striker scoring 14 goals, you've done great, but our strikers don't score as many goals as that. But they too play higher up than other midfield players, and they get in the box, they run forward, and when they go into the box, they have power, these two. And they're dangerous outside the box and inside the box. The reason being that they're super fit, they can get into the box, get back again. John McGinn can get there and get back again. So when people are screaming about a striker, yeah, it'd be great to have one, but you're not going to get 4 or 5 attempts, chances as a striker in Scotland. The Scottish striker has to be somebody who can help these guys get to a platform they can score goals.
So you're not so worried about the striker problem then? Because I was about to say, Shay Adams or Lawrence Shankland. Who are you going for? Because
and I don't think Steve will be too worried. We'd like to have Lyndon Dykes, so we'll have 3 main strikers, but we're not going to play with a double striker, I don't think, main strikers. But you need that striker who's got to be up there, understand what good midfield players want, understand that they have to get their body in and keep the ball for Scotland, understand it'd be great to get free kicks as well, because we're good at free kicks, you know, when the ball's placed in there, but people deliver, but good height. So the main target man doesn't have to be an out and out, you know, 30 goals a season type of person. He has to be part of this team. That's what I'm saying. Steve picks his team round that midfield.
You've played and managed for your country.
Aye.
What are the different pressures did you feel as a player compared to being the manager?
Well, I slept being a player.
Yeah.
I slept as a player. I was part of this group, and you probably say, well, I've got a coaching staff as part of it. Yeah, it is. But that coaching staff is usually in the background, and you're the one that takes all the hits, which is quite right. But playing was far easier. But I've got to say that I think I got more pride in being the manager than as a player, because you kind of shared that kind of thing with the rest of the players. But being a manager, you're the one.
Did you not mind sort of there's all the focus is on, because when Scotland are playing, that's it. That's where the focus is. Nothing else is going on in Scottish football. The team's playing.
Yeah,
you're totally under the microscope.
You've got the chance to make a whole nation happy. With a football club, it's like a group of people that are happy. This is anybody who's Scottish in the whole world. They tune in, watch in, whether it be Australia, America, wherever you want to be at home. And there's people who don't even watch football. But when Scotland play, you'll be walking down the streets at my mum's house, and they'll be, Greg Gordon, all the best. Never watch football, but good luck, all the best. So you take this pride in making a nation happy. You've also got to deal with it and make them unhappy at times, but it's worth it.
It was okay. You quite enjoyed it, and
I loved it. I thought it was a great, and I worked with, I've got to say, a tremendous bunch of players. I actually loved working with you guys.